Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers, and now we are looking at the Punch. Major headline: I am loyal to Tinubu, but my actions are mine. This is said by Obasa. NLC shelves protest as subscribers welcome 35% tariff hike. I rejected 500 million gift during my mother's burial. EFCC chair. Natasha threatens to expose Akpabio as group petitions Senate. Ramadan, Sultan alerts Muslim on moon. Bauchi KB schools shot. Driver handed Oyo corper to kidnappers, according to the sister. Nigerian passenger stranded in Togo after Air France flight diversion. What stories do we have in the Punch?
Okay, so I have the Ramadan, and so today we start the search for the moon according to the Sultan of Sokoto, who is the head of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, and the spokesperson, who is Professor Ishaq Oloye. They are announcing that Muslims should start to look out for the moon from today, Friday, the 28th of February. And if Shaban, that's the month preceding the Ramadan, is 30 days, we're likely to start. That's if they don't start the moon today, means it will be 30. Then we're likely to start Ramadan on Sunday. And I'm really looking forward to this year's Ramadan. It promises to be a Ramadanic one, unlike, a working one.
You want to disappear now? So
She's resting.
No, I have a list. I want to disturb God. I'm knocking God.
So we understand. Any other story in the Punch?
Yes. So the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Olukoyede, disclosed that he turned down offers of about 500 million naira from various individuals during his mother's funeral in 2019. In 2019, he was serving as the secretary of the EFCC. And he spoke at the 38th Anti-Corruption Station Room in Abuja on Thursday with the theme Ethics, Integrity, Corruption, Risk Assessment and Anti-Corruption at National and Subnational Levels, sustaining the fight against corruption in Nigeria. He had said that when he lost his mom, he traveled to the village for the funeral in his small compound. It was specific, his small compound that he had built before he became he became the secretary. And when he got there, they brought there a number of cows, like 11 cows, right? And then like 17 cows, and some were pregnant. He also said that the security man gave him a carton, and the carton different checks from different ministers, DGs of agencies, permanent secretaries, and when he made all the calculations, it came up to like 500 million naira, but he had to return them because of integrity.
Oh, wow.
That's very logical.
We're very, very grateful.
Yeah, so the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Oduaha, has vowed to expose the leadership style of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Her declaration came after she was referred to the Senate Ethics and Disciplinary Committee following a confrontation with Akpabio over a sitting arrangements dispute. We had taken that story. So she stated that she was ready to appear before the committee, but insisted that the proceedings should be open to the public rather than conducted behind closed doors. She said this on her Instagram post, and she was calling for a live broadcast of the probe, yes. So she says, good morning, courageous people of Kogi Central, Kogi State and Nigeria. In as much as I have refrained from publicly speaking on the matter and a lot of occurrences at the Senate under Senate President Akpabio, it's about time I break my silence. I mentioned the station, said they should set a date and I shall be in your studio in person. Spare no questions. And to Nigerians, please be sure to join the probe, which I shall insist will be covered live. The next few days and weeks shall be interesting, but will shape the standard and quality of Nigeria's leadership.
But you know that this SP will not come now.
Yeah.
He's turned down TV. Calling him to this kind of public. They don't
but these people are also they are public servants, and whatever for them to show transparent. They told us that they will be transparent in everything they are dealing, for us to know that there's no maga, because we elected them to be there to serve us. So if there's anything going on, it was publicly displayed.
Yes.
And so we need to be part of it to see exactly what is going
they have
on.
privileges.
Yes,
this matter happens on the floor of the house.
Lawmakers.
And anything that happens on the floor of the house
They
has
have
been
immunity.
within,
They even have immunity on whatever they say there
on the
too,
floor.
so,
That's on the floor, not the one that's on phone right to.
I just
we
have
know
a story?
there's a difference. I have a story. This is happening in Esako, your area, surprisingly.
Which Esako?
Yeah, Esako East. And the governor has spoken up concerning the increase in insecurity within that area. Suspected herdsmen have been found to kill 2 farmers. Two of them identified as Lucky Salami and Julius Erewa in the Eware village, Isako West, and that they had their machete, their farmers, but herdsmen came to kill them, and one of them was even still 2 died. 1 is in the hospital battling for his life, and he said the incident is barbaric, unacceptable, and undermines the peace and security of Isako West, and that the local government will not tolerate any form of violence within the area. The governor has already commiserated with the families of the deceased, and your name, Nuruddin Zibiri, they quoted that's how I say.
If he says Isako West, that's our cousin.
Because the local government chairman actually spoke concerning this, that there's been increase in killings happening within that area, and that of course there is need for increased security surveillance within the area, that they are suspecting that these are herdsmen and they hacked 3 people, 2 died, 1 in the hospital.
So people are farmers. Governor, please.
No, we have to go.
Please help us.
Yeah, so Vanguard now. We've taken Obasa, storms house with 4 armed men, presides over 4-man faction. We're not ashamed to copy what works in other climes. That's Tinubu. Sultan urges Muslims to look for Ramadan Christians from today. Diplomats seek visa ban for airing public servants in Rivers, Osun and Benue. State of the Nation leaders, followers responsible for Nigeria's woes, Fubara, Daniel Adams and others. Electricity business owners and CSOs cake as federal government plans another tariff hike. ECOWAS exit of Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali disrupting security framework. This according to the air chief. Abductors of Makurdi Varsity female student demands 40 million ransom. What did we have in Vanguard?
The abductors of the university students of Maiduguri who were kidnapped last week, and according to this friend who's speaking on anonymity, they've been contacting family members. They're demanding a 30 million naira ransom before they can be released, and they are threatening that if the money is not quickly paid, they will deal with the girls. We're back to where we were before. With the USAID, I know Nigerians are now treating every case of kidnap with suspicion, thinking the revelation of the USAID's involvement in the was it Dapchi or was it Chibok in the Chibok case. They will start to treat it with levity, but these are university students who were minding another business. This is not a strategic political game, and it's important that our security agencies are up to task. And I'm asking Mr. President, when a child is, especially a girl child, is not at home, anything can happen within the duration of that abduction. Please, for the sake of their safety, please do the next.
Any other story in the Vanguard?
Okay, so the small business owners and civil society organizations, NGOs, have said that there's no justification for the proposed further hike in electricity tariffs, following disclosure by the federal government yesterday that it is considering increasing the tariffs once again for customers outside the Band A category to improve liquidity of the Nigerian electricity supply industry. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, has now said that the government can no longer afford the 3 trillion power sector subsidy. He pointed out that the debt-owed power generation companies, GENCOs, had risen to 4 trillion and is not sustainable. He also said that beyond strengthening the sector, that the frameworks that they have in place now have far-reaching economic implications, directly impacting supply reliability to small and medium-sized enterprises. Basically trying to say that the government expects about $29.23 billion investment into the sector, and that this investment is expected to also hit $122 billion by 2045.
So I have the story on the impact of the exit of Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali, and how it is disrupting the security framework within Nigeria and around ECOWAS. So after these 3 countries have exited, they said the Air Marshal, the Chief of Air Staff, Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has said that the withdrawal from the alliance for ECOWAS has led to more security challenges within the ECOWAS region, because they have like a security framework. They call it the Sahel Joint Effort, which helps to protect the countries within ECOWAS. And these 3 have stepped out because they said that the ECOWAS is heavily dependent on France, and they have issues with France. They have decided that alliance with Turkey, Iran and Russia favors their countries more than what they had with France, and because ECOWAS is so linked with France, they stepped out of ECOWAS. One of the good things, though, is that even though the union of ECOWAS is still uncertain, there is an agreement that for now they will still honor their passport, because guess what? All of us are using ECOWAS passports, which allows us to travel within ECOWAS countries. And those citizens too have ECOWAS passports. So they say they will still honor the citizens of these 3 countries to use their ECOWAS passports to enter other ECOWAS countries. But the security architecture that currently exists will need to be reviewed, and it is really hampering the ability to do counterterrorism activities.
All right, that's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we return, we move to our special segment of the day. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.